Legally Blind Journal number 42. Believe it or not, 42. And yeah, so I'm still waiting on the Starlight cocoon glasses. Those could take a while. These things are never fast, but that's okay. So hopefully those will be in maybe by the next video. Talk about them, use them. We'll see. Been working on the migraine issue this week. Definitely not there yet. Been trying to take the breaks that I'm supposed to take when I'm supposed to take them, as much as I'm supposed to take them, all that fun stuff. And I will say it does help when I take them appropriately. It's I'm still struggling with them. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The migraine struggle is real. So I'm going to keep working on the break schedules and see what I can do with that. I've noticed if I go a couple hours without the breaks and basically push past them, and it's definitely has a detrimental effect. So I'm going to keep working on being smarter about that. And then, like I said, we'll see if the glasses also help. And then beyond that, the measurements are still the same. So, I am grateful for that. Obviously, at some point, I'm sure they'll change. That's what they say. But for right now, they're still the same. I will say it's a little more challenging to keep a focus, meaning there's some in and out of focus that happens, but it is what it is. The Fusion software helps quite a bit. That said, there are things that it just doesn't work with, so it creates challenges, of course. On the other side of things, finding ways to relax and decompress and not stress and just let go a little bit on some stuff. Been working on the farm. That's going well. It's slow, but hey, that's okay. Definitely making some mistakes that I wouldn't have made when I had my full sight, but hey, that's life. Nothing too crazy, like I haven't knocked down a building or anything. I may have bumped my house twice when I was putting rocks up beside of it, but it just popped a little vinyl, so that's water off a duck's back. Amazingly, my spouse was nowhere near as upset about that as when I pumped the barn. So that said, I think I'm done with all the up close stuff that I have to do around the property. Now everything else is like I don't have to get really close to buildings and things for a while. So hopefully that'll resolve itself. Been working on putting in fence post. Got about 60 of those to put in. I'm doing a pretty good sized dog fence / keep my dumb self from driving across the septic system. It's a good excuse to have a bigger dog fence, but it's really about keeping me off the septic system. So I'm working on that fencing project in my spare time now, and that's kind of relaxing. The holes aren't lined up perfectly and all that, which is okay. I'm actually partly with the vision thing because of that, and partly it's just I think it looks decent going with the old timey. It's not perfectly square. The posts aren't all exactly 60 inches tall or any of that. It kind of goes with the land, and the post height is all a little varied, and I'm using wooden treated round old time fence posts so that it looks intentional. That all said, could I make it perfectly square at the perfect height? Could I? I'm going to go with maybe. Probably, if I wanted to take a gazillion years, it would be a serious challenge. So part of it is with me being blind, it helps not to worry about it being perfectly square or the poles being at the same height exactly. Whatever, it's going to be more natural, and it's part of me trying to learn to let go and be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? So That said, coming along with that project, which is good, and it's kind of why we did the farm, because get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I can go out and putter and have quite a bit, and can putter into the evening, and after the dog fencing is done, then on to building a chicken coop, and after that's done, on to start working on the fencing the back 6 acres so I can get the goats going. So that's all really, really good for me. And I think if you're struggling with a becoming visually impaired, or if you have been and you're struggling, and I think the key is find your purpose. Find what creates, as my counselor says, your zen, your relaxation point in life, and go after that. That would be probably my biggest thing I would say, because when I'm getting a little wound up or a little stressed, or that feeling off, being able to go out and just putter on some things on the farm just washes it away. And so I would challenge you to find that for yourself, whatever that is, and it really does make a difference. And like I was talking to the delivery guy today, look, if you've got a visual impairment issue, if you're going blind or whatnot, if you haven't been to a school, I really encourage, check out Leader Dog for the Blind in Michigan. They are phenomenal. They are free, and really, really helped to give me a lot of mobility and independence back, and the confidence back on a lot of that stuff. And so I'd really recommend it. And I'm mentioning it because everybody I run into, no one has ever heard of them, and I hadn't either until somebody told me. So definitely would check that out. But so far, so good, except for the day I got migraines, man. So we're gonna keep working on different methods to try and suppress those or minimize those. And I've got to get out of my own head on that, and force myself to take breaks when I should, and remember that I'm not Superman. I can't just push through for hours on end like I used to, and ignore my health. And that's something I got to give myself permission and grace on, and that's what I'm working on. So until next time, that's what I'm gonna keep working on, is trying to remember that I'm better off, and those around me are probably better off if I take care of myself. So I got to make sure that I'm taking the breaks when I should, which is admittedly a challenge for me, because I'm very, very type A, and all go no quit. And the blindness thing, there's consequences if you're all to go no quit, and those consequences, they suck. So I got to keep remembering to do the right thing. So that's probably my biggest challenge for myself over the next week. And I did a little better this week, but not perfect. And I just need to do a little better next week, and keep doing that, and see if we can get these things under control. So, at any rate, y'all be good out there. Peace.